What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision, your daily source for knife and EDC content. Today, I have an awesome video planned for you. We are taking a look at several really cool new EDC blades. While we're getting started, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. I love seeing what you guys are carrying. The first knife up is a new release for Kaiser. This is called the Parakeet. These are going to range between $55 and $65 for the month of April. I think they only had 2 or 3 new releases, and the Parakeet is going to be one of them. About 55 bucks for this model right here. We're looking at Nitro V steel. This has a really nice satin finish to it, kind of that modified Warncliffe or modified sheepsfoot type of blade. We do have a fuller there. That's more for aesthetics. The thumb studs, however, are placed really nicely on this knife, and they work really good. Mixed with that detent on this button compression lock, which is their second installment, however, of this lock. The first being the Mini Grouper, a very solid knife, and I would say that this is even more dialed in than the Mini Grouper was. We do have steel liners in there that are hollowed out for weight relief. Another really nice touch on this knife is the pocket clip. I hope they continue using this on more models going forward. It's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit sleeker. I really like the clip, it works good, and it is going to be reversible for our left-handed brothers and sisters out there. We are looking at about 2.5 inches of Nitro V, and this knife's going to come in right about 5.9 inches overall. And for the designer, it is Johan Jordan. I really like what he's been doing over the last year or so, which is about the time that I was introduced to him. So him and Kaiser really have a solid design here. Next up, we're taking a look at the new Real Steel Luna Mayas, and this is an interesting knife here, and I like what has been going on over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. I have had in several backlocks that have been really solid, and this is going to be here again, another one. We are looking at a backlock. A lot of people have been looking to or interested in more traditional locking knives and going back to backlocks, and I think it's great that we have companies out there willing to do a backlock and some of these more traditional style locks. We are looking at dual thumb studs for deployment, nice satin finish on that drop point blade. These are going to be coming in N690, which is a fine user steel, especially at the price point these are going to be coming in at, which we'll get to. There's several different models of this knife. This, however, is going to be kind of a blurple looking titanium. Got like a bluish purple hue to it. And then we have a really nice deep carry milled titanium clip. Not only does that look fantastic in the pocket, but that clip works really well. I'd like to see a pocket clip similar to this on more knives. Real Steel has never struggled with their pocket clip, or in most cases, they do a phenomenal job. We also have a lanyard hole back here in our back spacer. It is going to be right-hand carry only. You can, however, flick this blade out really nicely, drop it down halfway, and throw it back open. I wouldn't consider this much of a fidget knife, but you can one-hand operate this, of course, being very safe. But I really like this knife, especially if you're looking to go to a more traditional style lock. So as for some specs here, we're looking at about 7.2 overall with a 3-inch blade. And now here's where things get interesting. They have a very budget offering, comes in right around 50 bucks. Those are coming in 10 CR, 15 MOV, and I think it's going to be black G10 for the base models. Now, these titanium models, however, these are going to come in right around $120, which I don't think is bad at all for N690 and titanium. And Real Steel does a great job with their N690. I have had plenty of it, and it's a good user steel. I think this is a good size, good materials. It's really comfortable. And then you have that dependability of the backlock. Not going to be a fidget machine here again, but I think this is a really solid offering if you're getting into backlocks. Next up, we have another one coming in from Kaiser, and this is going to be the Drop Bear Fixed Blade, another new offering in April. And this segment may piss some people off, possibly, but I'm not real worried about it. This is their new EDC Fixed Blade from Kaiser. It's a design based around the Drop Bear, and they offer this in 3 different blade shapes. And here we have the original Drop Bear blade shape. It's a spear point, drop point, label it whichever you want. It's got a pretty specific aesthetic. I'll pop up a couple of photos of the other 2 blade shapes that you can choose from. The one blade shape is going to be more like a clip point, and then the other one is more like a sheep split. So quite a few options, and I think we'll see that more offerings are done when it comes to steel choices and when it comes to what kind of handle materials they're going to be using. Now, for this specific model, 14C 28N steel, perfect steel selection for this type of knife right here. Any knife for that matter, in my opinion. It's got a nice gray coating on it, and everything looks really good. Nice long run of jimping and a secondary row here. Really nice touch. We have burlap micarta, which if you're going to have burlap micarta, this is the best stuff you're going to get. This is some of the best stuff that I have seen. And then it does come with a lanyard here to kind of extend that handle. A couple of things I want to touch on that we always have to remember to keep things in perspective, right? This fixed blade here is a mini EDC neck knife here. So it's not meant to have a thicker handle that you would take into the outdoors. And then to also belittle a certain blade shape, the clip point, for, to be more precise. This knife is meant to be an all-around user for EDC. So this isn't meant to be like an ultimate slicer type of knife, no matter which blade shape you get. It's more of a user in its design, and it's meant to be a little bit more petite, if you will. So we are going to be looking at a little bit thinner handles here. That way it just keeps the profile skinnier. It's a little bit easier in the hand. This isn't the type of knife that is intended to be used in real robust cuts or long endurance cuts. This is something you're just going to use on a couple of things, and you're done. It's just a kind of an emergency knife. Now, could you do more extended cutting with this? You could do some longer cutting with this one here, and I think any of the blade shapes for that matter in any of the steels. I believe another one is AEBL on one of the knives, which is another fine steel, especially for this knife. And considering these are around $60, I think this is a solid option here. Now, they have, I think that's only the 3 blade shapes with the 3 different handles, and I think they're all micartas. I really like this fixed blade, guys, for its design intent and how it's built. I think this is a really solid knife. As I said, this isn't meant to be the knife you pick up to cut thousands of miles of cardboard, and it's not the knife you're going to pick up and do a bunch of bushcrafting with. So I think for all those given points, I think this is a solid little mini EDC neck knife. I have no issues with this choil area here. It's more of just a way to kind of cheat up behind this edge than it is to get like a hammer grip that you're really going to be bearing down on this knife. I don't think that's really what that's for. It's meant for like a casual choke up and or to kind of put your middle finger in there and get up on that tip if you have a little bit more precise type work you want to do. But I wanted to bring out my favorite micro EDC fixed blade, and it comes from Kaiser. We're going to see a lot of similarities here, and even still, the Drop Bear has a little bit taller handle. And these are both designed with the same intentions, right? They're meant to be a little bit smaller, just kind of your everyday user, use it on stuff here and there type of a deal. That is exactly what these knives are for. And I think it's a great design in comparison to the Muskrat here. I think these two complement each other very, very well, depending on what you're looking for. I think the Drop Bear would be an awesome option, and I think the Muskrat, anybody who watches the channel knows I love the Muskrat. Point being, I absolutely love the drop bear fixed blade idea, and don't get too settled in on the fact that there's different blade shapes. That's okay, and it's okay that it's called the drop bear. Uh, it is a marketing thing, but it's based off the drop bear folder, and it just is what it is. It's nothing to get too bent out of shape about. All things considered, price point, materials, build quality, I think this is a really solid fixed blade. And before we go, this actually has tweezers and a poker of some kind in the handle here, both installed in the handle. So cool little trick. I don't know how well them tweezers, they'll probably work pretty good, just like Victorinox, but that is built into the handle there, and that is a little bit more uh, options for you. And as far as the sheath goes, we are looking at a pancake style sheath. We have lots of lashing points, and then it comes with a medium sized tech lock here. Good fit in and out. I prefer a taco clip, but something, this type of EDC fixed blade in this size with this short of a pancake Kydex type sheath, I don't think this is too much. So this would fit in any front pocket and be fine on a belt. I just prefer the taco, but in knives like this, it's kind of like it's not needed, but not the end of the world either. This is undercut nicely so you can get a good grip on that handle. Really well done, and very nice package out of the box from Kaiser. Next up, we're taking a look at the SRM 258 here. And if I didn't say, I'll have all these knives linked down below in the description. This is a new knife into the channel from SRM, and it's a budget offering from them. These are going to be coming in D2 steel. We have a nice PVD coating here. We have some textured and slightly contoured G10. These are going to be coming in, depending on the model, between 50 and 60 bucks, I believe, and you can find them for a little bit less as well. I think down around the $30 to $40 price point, depending on where you go. So I'll have what I can linked down below on these. We do have a full length backspacer, guys, which makes this extremely comfortable in the hand. We have a nice deep carry clip there that is going to be reversible, making this a completely ambidextrous knife. It is a very good size. We have a nice sharpening choil here. SRM does a phenomenal job with their line of knives. We have a really well done crossbar lock here. Good solid springs, good action. Closing, very, very good. You can get to these crossbar tabs very easily. They are softened down, much like the thumb studs. They're placed well. This is chamfered off. You can really dig in and fire this knife out. If you're looking for something that's in the budget range, but you're not looking to get something, off Main Street per se, this is a golden company here that puts out a lot of hidden gems. I would have no qualms whatsoever about picking up an SRM knife. Another one that's been blowing up the EDC community here is the new Concept Orion. They did like 5 different variations of this knife, and I believe there's only one left in stock, guys. I'm sure they will be back with as popular as they are, but it might be a little bit till they are back in stock. This one is going to come in right around 170 bucks. We're looking at Damascus here. I believe it's a 10CR VG10 type of base, a 9 or 10 CR. It's pretty decent stuff. As I always say, it's not something you buy if you want performance. If you want aesthetics, then definitely the way to go. If you're looking for performance, then I recommend holding off and getting the S35VN variant. We do have a full titanium handle, pocket clip, and backspacer along with all the hardware. We also have a disc and rear flipper here for deployment. A pretty nice sharpening choil and that trailing point blade. very, very pokey, and the detent, as you saw there, is nice and strong. And if you are not paying attention or you're not on there, you might slip off. But that's not because the jimping is bad. The jimping is really good, but if you're not on it, it's got a stout bugger on it. I'm telling you, a lot of people, obviously, these have sold out, really enjoy this knife, and I've had countless comments about the Orion here. About 3 inches of blade length, so going to be legal in most places, I would say. A fantastic knife. If you're looking for a little bit more premium ended carry, I think the Orion definitely has some good flair to it. You guys will have to let me know, what was your favorite knife from today's video? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. If you are new here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, well, you are in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos just like this. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.